Welcome to Three Voices Unfiltered, where no topic is off limits and everything gets real. Join us,
Ranisha,
Teresa,
Suzanne, as we dive into hot topics, share our wildest experiences, and bear our honest opinions and thoughts. Buckle up, because with us it's always raw, always vibrant, and absolutely unfiltered.
Well, hello, ladies.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Three Voices Unfiltered. I'm Ranisha.
I'm Suzanne.
I'm Teresa.
And today we're going to talk about New Year's resolution. Being in the new year, just New Year's resolutions in general. So let's first, before we get into it, talk about a little bit of the background story, how these things originated. How did New Year's resolutions originate? Now, according to this, thank you for this, it says that it originated in ancient Babylon, where people made promises to the gods during this 12-year festival called Ikitu. And basically, they celebrated this in mid-March when they planted their crops. They wanted to make promises to these gods, very paganistic, to repay debts, return borrowed items, pledge loyalty to the king. And then they hoped that if they carried out these promises every new year, that the gods would favor them in the new year. So that's the origination of New Year's resolution. I bet a lot of you didn't even know you were celebrating the festival Ikitu.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
When we looked it up, I was like, oh, it goes all the way to Babylon. That was interesting.
That's like what?
Agent.
Okay, so let's start with this. Do you have resolutions this year for the new year?
So for the new year, I haven't thought about it yet for 2025. I have to think about it, but I've had the tradition, I guess, most of us usually set some type of New Year resolution, either to lose weight or save money or buy a car or buy a house, whatever it may be. And I would say about 4 years ago, I stopped doing New Year resolutions because I wasn't keeping them.
Yeah.
You get all pumped. For example, let's use the example of going to the gym. I'm going to the gym 3 to 5 days a week. I would go to the gym, we're all pumped, and then March comes around and it's just life gets in the way. But then I started thinking, going to the gym and being healthy shouldn't be a New Year resolution. It should be an everyday resolution.
True.
Every day I should strive to be healthy and do something for my body. So about 4 years ago, like I said, I started changing my resolutions to goals. And the first goal I met, which I guess a resolution is a goal, but I was looking at it differently. Instead of looking outward, I was looking inward. So I started thinking about, you know what I want this year? I want peace. Like the year before that was very turbulent, a lot of noise with social media, a lot of it just disturbed my peace of mind. And I made my goal to be peace, to have peace, to find peace, do things that were peaceful. So I got a couple apps. I unplugged a little bit. I created boundaries and removed toxic situations and people. And that was my goal. And then from then on, I started doing different things. Just one was peace. Another one was taking care of my well-being, just stuff like that. And I think that's more realistic.
Yeah.
And it was overall good for my health.
Oh wow.
Absolutely. What about you, Teresa?
I don't have a lot to say on the subject.
Why not?
This is a podcast. You have to have a lot to say.
Why don't you?
Because I mean, I only thing I have to add is that years ago, it was something that we did. It was something to do. Okay, what am I going to do different next year? What am I going to do different next year that I didn't do this year? So did I have any? They weren't really New Year resolutions. I mean, okay, so I did have some like back in the day, when I was younger, I had them. But I just stopped, And then what I do now,
actually, though.
and then what I do is that if I wanted to do something, if I had a goal,
you didn't have to wait until January.
I didn't. I just
did it.
Yeah.
You know
what I mean? And a lot of what I try to do now, okay, and then I'll say now, now I want to say 10, 15, 20 years ago, is that I just focus on God and I just say, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's coming up in my spirit, this is what I want to do. And then a lot of times I will want to do something, you guys, and then I'll have energy about it. And then it fizzles, you know what I mean? And you know what I said? And I said, oh yeah, I wanted to do that, blah, blah, blah. And then it comes to my spirit, I said, it's not time, or that's not, what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And it gives me peace because, then, sometimes what I used to do was I used to beat myself up, man, so even something simple, it could be anything simple, man, I said that I was going to do this, a goal. I said I was going to do this, and I have not done it. Okay, I'll give you a good example. Oh, I got a good example. Okay, I got a good example, okay? So, resolutions, I'm going to call them goals, right? Right?
Yeah.
All right. Goals. So I started back in the early 2000s to do my family genealogy.
Okay. That's good.
I was on it for like months. I was on it. And then it fizzled out because I needed the next 10 years of the census, and it hadn't come out yet. So, okay. So I put it aside. Well, it came up again this summer. All right? It came up again this summer. And it was like, okay. And I started getting energy about it, doing a little bit more research. Goal, right? Okay. Then put it aside. But guess what? Recently it came up again. And the reason it came up again was because I feel like I need to disconnect some from social media. Okay, so I said, what am I going to do? And I said, okay, I'm going to start putting some puzzles together. I'm just being silly. I'm retired, so I'm going to start putting puzzles.
I love
But then but then my spirit says, no, start doing your family genealogy again.
Right, okay. I need to do that too, actually.
So, all right, so let's bring it in. Let me corral it back in as far as goals is concerned, because that is a goal. I want to do my family genealogy, and I just don't want to do it to be nosy. I want to do it to where I can put it together and share it with family.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's good.
All right, that's a good goal.
So that's pretty much all I got to say.
I was looking. So we're using interchangeably the word resolution and the word goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find out, what does actually a resolution mean? What's the actual meaning of the word resolution? And it is a firm decision to do or not to do something.
Okay.
Right? So I feel that when we do New Year resolutions, it puts a lot of pressure on ourselves. And then when we don't do it, we feel deflated and like a failure. Right?
Yeah, that's why people redo them every year. And they'll usually be the same things that they wanted to do the year before.
But it's funny because the word is a firm decision.
A firm decision.
But it doesn't end up being a firm decision.
It doesn't, because when you look at, there's some statistics out there that talk about that 9% of the people, of the population that makes the resolutions, keep it. Okay, so
only
where's the
9%.
other 80? Where's the other 81%, you guys?
They don't.
And then they're talking about, then they say after 2 weeks, then it's, I think, 23%, that stop. And then by the end of January, it's like 49, almost 50% of people,
who've forgotten,
and stop, committing to their resolutions.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between resolution and goals.
Yes.
So resolution, a firm decision.
Gotcha.
Goals. Did you read that?
Goals it's in an outline.
Oh.
Goals entail more. Like, for example, I talk about a SMART goal.
Yeah,
so
SMART
for goals, you have to. I think you can have a resolution and then you make it into a goal, which is more realistic. For example, if it's weight loss, I'm going to lose weight this year. But what does that mean? What does that look like? What does losing weight, how many pounds did you want to lose? How are you going to do it? And that's where the goals come in. That you said, my goal is going to be to have one healthy meal a day. Start realistic, because if you just crash, like I'm going to eat healthy, cut carbs and sugar, that's really hard. But maybe one meal a day, it's a healthy meal. Or I'm going to do some type of activity, for 30 minutes, 3 days a week. But anyhow, so goals is different than a resolution because but one does tie with the other. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I guess, because at first you have to make a decision. So, and then you have with goals, though, it's more involved. You got to decide when, where, how you're going to do everything. So it's more thought when you're dealing with a goal. And you mentioned SMART goals, then you're going into like how you measure. So if I decide I want to work out and lose 20 pounds, it needs to be a measurable goal. Something that you can measure. And if you haven't lost 20 pounds, then maybe something's wrong.
And the measuring is the 20 pounds, but then you need to add your goal by when.
But then
be more detailed.
Yeah, and then it's stated that start small and like Suzanne said, realistic. Start small. Just say for the next 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
Because I had a goal recently, and I said for the next 14 days. And what I did was I held myself accountable. Accountability partners, are good too, but
they're good.
But I did this. I just to myself. I said I'm gonna hold myself accountable because what I did was I kept a journal. And I kept this journal and every day, and it was a habit. Okay. Now, did I reach my absolute goal? No. But did I get like 95% close to what I wanted? Yeah, because guess what? I was focused for those 14 days. Just 14 days. That's all I said. 14 days.
So you felt accomplished.
So I and did not beat myself up.
Right.
Okay, on that 15th day, because I said on that 15th day, I'm gonna see where I'm at. You know what I mean? What did I? What did I accomplish? What did I do? Whatever. And like I said, I didn't meet my goal, what I wanted to do, but I was really, really close, and I was like,
and that's fair. Like maybe set a goal.
I feel good about it.
How about
that's good.
You do something like I want to meet 80% of my goal. I don't know. Just make it realistic and don't beat yourself up.
And that was a good thing about it.
Right?
That was a good thing about it, right? Because I journaled, and when I journaled. Okay, that was my accountability. Okay, and when I said I journaled, I said every day I journaled. Okay, and that was my accountability.
Yeah, that's good because you need accountability. Yeah. So I looked it up. Suzanne, you looked it up. Goal is the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or a desired result.
Aim or desired. Okay.
So then we take our ambition and then we'll make it into the SMART goal, which is more, it's kind of
specific,
breaking down your goal.
Measurable, achievable, relevant, and then there's a time attached to it.
Wow, okay.
And that's yeah.
Okay. I can't remember the last time I made a resolution.
See?
I can't remember the last time I made one. Because
I'm trying to think about my resolution was last year, but I
don't remember if I made one.
I don't even remember what it is.
Yeah.
What my resolution is. But if I have a resolution, okay, so let's give ourselves like 10 seconds to think. If you have to make a resolution or
oh gosh.
What would it be for 2025?
I always still want to lose 20 pounds. I still want to lose weight. I like what Teresa said. Teresa's good at this. Because she texted me one day and she asked me about my book. And I'm like, and she did. And she, was like, hey, have you started on this book? She was like, take it bit by bit.
Yes, break it into pieces.
I was like, oh my God, let me. It's not working. But she made me think about it in a different way. Do a chapter. I'm like, I can do a chapter a week.
Yeah.
Why not? I can do a chapter a week.
Next thing you know, you got 20 chapters.
You got 20. And that's what I did. I started working on chapter 1 and going back and reading it. And I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Good.
So I like when she said, take it piece by piece. But if y'all want to lose weight, how about go to the gym once a week? Let's do something once a week. Like, let's just do something for 30 minutes.
Just move
once a week.
And maybe even make it 15 minutes. If 15 minutes is more realistic,
maybe 15 minutes
you don't have
every
to-
day.
and then you know, when you start working out, it kind of like you crave it. Well, I need to work out today. And maybe the next time you can make it 20 minutes.
I like
and then,
that.
And then 25 minutes. It's kind of like
small, because how can you go from 0 to 100?
To 45 minutes
and
an
maintain
hour. Like
it.
that
And
seems...
maintain it.
And maintain. It's the maintaining.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the main
I'll
thing.
give you another good example. Okay, so I guess I do have a
She has some things to say.
So I know that, you know, with some health, you know, issues I had earlier this year, right? I know that I like exercise, you know. I mean, I don't bother me. It don't bother me, you know. But I wanted to do it outside. So my first excuse was, listen to y'all. My first excuse was, it's hot out here. Okay? You know, it's hot out here. So what I did was, I said, well, I look at what the temperature is earlier in the morning. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You know, because, you know, I get out, unless I have an appointment, I get up when I feel like it, you know. Okay, I go to bed when I feel like it. So I'm like, well, it's cooler, you know, at 9 o'clock in the morning, or not 8. I haven't been out there at 8, y'all, but 9 o'clock in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. So I can put on something and go and do whatever, you know, go outside and walk, because I want to do the outside with the, you know, to get the air, you know, and I'm listening to positive words, or I'm listening to meditative music while I'm walking. Mm-hmm. That's just me, okay? Because I need some noise. I want some noise.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so as far as I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. What Suzanne said, one day I was out there and I just didn't feel good, right? And I said, I'm not going to do this whole 30 minutes. I'm not going to do this whole 30 minutes. So I cut it down to like 20 minutes. But guess what? I did 20 minutes, y'all. Mm-hmm. And then one day, something was going on too, right? And I did like 16 minutes outside. Okay. Yeah. And I came back in the house and I said, okay, I'm just going to and guess what I did, y'all? I just walked in place, you know. I just did certain place for another 10 minutes or whatever I did, you know, just to keep moving, you know what I mean? Just keep moving. I don't know what it was. It was something outside that was getting on my nerve or something. And I said, I'm going back in the house. But I kept moving. So like Suzanne said, it's like if you set the goal, you know, even if you do it for a short period of time.
It's like be flexible.
There you go.
Be flexible with your goals because life happens.
I like
and sometimes
be flexible.
We just have to change. You know, we're going from point A to point B, and we might have to go to C before we get to B, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
And that's why you have A-1, A-2, A-3.
Right.
And there will be some sub steps in there.
And find a method that works for you. Okay, whatever works for you. Because some people, you know, can do stuff off the cuff. Okay, and keep it moving. Some people will journal. You know, some people will jot down. I'm jotting stuff down.
I don't journal. I don't know why people do it. I don't understand it.
Okay,
I've journaled before, and I find it satisfying.
I do it on my phone because I have this phone with me all the time, you know. So I do it on my phone, and I'll just go on my notes and I'll go blah 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 real quick, you know what I mean? And that's it, you know what I mean? I'm not there. No, I do have a notebook. I do. But I find myself doing it in the phone because it's so quick and it's so easy, you know. And I do a lot of screenshots if I see stuff, you know. Just whatever I do, you know, just something like real simple and easy. But like I said, find what works for you. You know, everybody is different. That's why when people ask somebody to lose weight, they ask them, how did you do it? It don't matter how they did it.
And don't compare yourself. You know, and that's like we do. We're talking a lot about weight loss. That's not. That's just we're using an example. But don't compare yourself to others. Oh, so and so and me are doing, like, I'm in this program that I started a couple of years ago, and it's like healthy living, lifestyle, workouts, meals, and all of that. And people compare themselves a lot because technically we're all doing the same thing. In this group, we're all eating the same thing. We're doing the same workout. Well, some people respond more to the weight loss than others.
Right.
So then the ones that are not looking like Susie Q over here, not me, but you know, that's an example.
Susie Q.
They're I'm doing it and it's not working. Well, our bodies are different, so that's okay. So whatever your goal is, you know,
whatever.
Like I think my goal for 2025 will be, I think I want to disconnect a little bit. Social media is a little bit crazy with the election is going to
Yeah.
get a little kooky. So we'll talk about that another time. But it's just, I think 2025 is going to be really loud and in our face. And I just need to disconnect. I think that disconnecting and just going back to basics, like I say, it's going to be a good goal for me.
And see, for me, I don't necessarily need to disconnect. What I do is I read my devotionals where I know, and I really believe God's promises and what he says he's going to do for us. I believe it so much. So it doesn't bother me what's happening in the world. It's sad, and I feel bad sometimes when things are happening, but it doesn't bother me because I'm like, okay.
Because you believe that he's fully in control.
Absolutely. I feel like God is fully in control. He allows things because he has a plan. He has a will, and everything always works out to the good of those that love him. So if you love him, you're fine. So
and just trust, and it's all about trust, and that's why, Renisha, I totally agree with you because that's pretty much on my agenda too. I have not done it yet, but like I said, I'm led by my spirit, and when and if I'm feeling something, I said something to it. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was looking at a television program that I kind of like. It's called The View. And when they were on there yesterday, you guys, and the hosts were going back and forth and a little arguing with each other, my spirit said, turn it off. And I literally was sitting in the recliner, and I literally took my remote and I clicked it off. I said, because it was all, like Suzanne said, it's all this noise.
And what I've been doing is I've been unfollowing people on Facebook.
That's right.
I don't want to hear you, whatever you say or do. It's not going to change my character, the way that I feel. I don't want to see it. I don't want to do it. So
I was glad. Yeah,
I'm turning people off.
I was so glad that a lot of the programs just went to normal programming after the election because I'm like, I'm over it. It's over.
It's over.
I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm moving on.
We focus on 2025.
Yes.
With God right in the middle of it. And just do
He's in the front, in the middle, and the back.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
right.
That's right. So that's my resolution. I mean, if you ask the question, what would be my resolution? That would be it. I'm just gonna keep my focus, on the Lord. And I will tell you guys this too. And I know there's people older than me that's more healthier than me, but this year has been some challenges for me, health-wise. And it kind of hit me because from January 7th going back, I didn't have health, I didn't have these health issues. I just didn't, I'm like this, taking my supplements, doing what I want to do, and whatever. But this year has slowed me down and has shown me. You know what I mean? So that's why I said I'm just going to, my only resolution would be just stay focused. You know what I mean? And
that's good.
As you get older, I think what I did was, I know what I did when I was in my 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. I'm just living life. You know what I mean? But until you have certain health issues, and I know there's people that's in their 30s, 40s, and 50s that, have had, health issues. But I'm just talking about me personally, you take it for granted, you know what I mean? Yeah. And until it happens to you, something happens to you, you're just living that life out here. So that's why I take every day to be thankful, and my resolution is just to focus on.
How about you?
Lord. Yeah, the same thing.
Think of something in the last couple minutes?
Well, what Teresa just said, I identify with that because, having a brain tumor, not having any medical issues, never going to the doctor, other than having a baby. That was my doctor visits.
Yes. That's
regular annual checkups and dental appointments and going about my life. But what it did for me, it quieted me down. And it gave me a sense of, where am I in life? What's my relationship with God like? And I got a chance to think a lot. Like I was thinking a lot, sitting in bed when you can do nothing. And your head is wrapped up and, just days and days and days in the bed. And I just started thinking about that. Like, wow, I was going fast. Like, I was doing a lot of stuff. I was doing a lot of crazy stuff. Like, and that was just not who I should have been. And it gave me a lot of time to
like perspective to kind of like revisit your goals and your.
It just gave me a chance to revisit my relationship with God.
Oh, that's even bigger and greater.
It gave me because let me tell you, when I said God was not anywhere on my radar, on my map, I was out here just living.
Rogue. She was out here rogue.
I was living.
She was living la vida loca.
I mean, out here just rogue, okay? Listen, didn't even want to go to church.
Oh, wow.
Wasn't watching it, didn't want to go. Went occasionally because why not go? I'll go today, maybe I'll not. You know, but it really sat me down, like, and showed me what's important.
Yeah, to refocus on God. And
that's His grace. I really believe it. It's His grace to give you a chance to, hey, this is what you were doing. Now I want you to think about this a little bit in terms of where you're going. It's grace. It sit us down because we go a mile a minute. If we could, it would constantly be something every single day, somewhere, something. This person there, here, by there, and it just gave me a chance to think about that. So, and I did. I was able to think about that and develop my own personal relationship, get back to where I have been in my life, and get focused. And that's what it did for me.
Sometimes, and you've said this to me before, that God allows things to happen to slow us down, to reflect. And when, unfortunately, it seems to be our nature that when everything is great and you know, our finances are good and we feel happy, we kind of put God in the back burner because we don't need Him. But then God allows trials and tribulations to happen to bring us closer to Him, because then we seek Him. So I've even been guilty of that. That I said, gosh, my prayer life is not as great as it used to be. What's missing? And I'm like, I guess I'm feeling pretty content, but having a relationship with God is not a to-do list. So I feel that just talk to Him. Just talk to God, and it doesn't have to be, I need this, or so-and-so needs that, or I need a job, or I need, bless my finances. It's just more than that. And that will be another goal to set for myself, is to try to seek Him for what it is and who He is more than what I need.
Yeah, because the Bible says that seek His face and not His hand, because we always go to Him when we want something.
Yes.
God, give us this, give us that. But He wants us to just go to Him because He is God.
Yes. It's just the same with, like, when we have a relationship with our child or our husband or whatever. We want to spend time with them. We want to talk to them. So you do get, even in the physical world, when things happen, like for example 9/11 happened. Oh my gosh, the country was unified. It didn't matter what your party was. It didn't matter what your religion was. Anything. We were together because tragedy brought us together. Or the same, like if something happens with our family, somebody's sick, everybody's there, and we unite. But we need to do that spiritually as well, because we kind of miss that. I know I have missed that.
Okay, I'll make a little suggestion, for, someone who wants to start, and it's going back to the little things, even if you do have to start with a to-do task list, with the Lord, I'll give you an example of what I did, because I'm just being honest with you. One day, and it was back in 2016.
Teresa's good remembering years. I have to look at my calendar and count.
No,
she can pop the years like that.
It was like 2006, because I remember this. It was 2016, and I decided. Well, really back probably in 2000 and like maybe 4, I would think. I started, instead of listening to the news when I got up in the morning, getting dressed for work, I would turn on. What is her name? Joyce Myers and Paula White and Freddie Prinze, because I had cable back then. I refused to have cable. Yeah, anyway. So, got rid of cable years ago. But anyway, and I would listen. So, I started there. So it was like, and then it became a habit. As I'm getting dressed, that's the first thing I do. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about goals. Just start small. So I started there, and then I'll fast forward to 2016, and that's when I started. Suzanne had given me, back in 2007, she had given me a study Bible. And of course I read it, was using it or whatever, right? But I started doing devotionals like Renisha, and I would do devotionals, and it was like, yeah, I did it, and I started as a to-do thing. I'm being honest with you.
That's fine.
I would get up in the morning, make up the bed, do my devotionals, get ready for work. You know what I mean? So even if you do have to add it to your task list or your to-do list, trust me when I tell you, it's going to become a part of your life.
Yeah.
Even driving, like sometimes, if you have small children, you don't have to, mornings are chaotic, going out the door. Just put some type of devotional in your vehicle, or there's books, audio books. There's just many ways to get closer to God if that's your goal.
Yeah, because you're planting a seed. Yeah, that devotional, that 15 minutes, you're planting a seed that's going to grow. It's going to be wanting you to, you're going to want to spend more time.
Yeah. So that takes us back to finding what's, good for you. You know what I mean? If your goal is saving money, everybody can't put away, $100 a month, okay? They just don't have it like that, you know what I mean? And some people do, because if you like me, you waste money, you know what I mean? Start, somewhere, and then when you start small, and then you have God in it, watch what happens.
Exactly. That's what I tell Ralph. He was like, oh, it's just $20. I'm like, it's not just $20. It's $20 that you can put away. It's nothing. It's no money. Yes, it is. $20 is money.
And we're not talking.
It's over time that it's been there. I'm like, it's just $2.
Yes,
but if I think about it, it's $2 times 50 because I did it that many times,
exactly.
And then it ends up being, but
$100,
and it's adding. But
look at what exactly.
So what is that? Small
goal.
What's the saying? Don't something small beginnings. Don't appreciate small beginnings. That's the saying about small beginnings.
Oh, okay.
So start small.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Start small and realistically,
Yeah.
don't worry if it's finances where you're not paying the light bill because you told you I have to put $100 in my savings account. Don't you just, and sometimes seek help. Like there's so many resources and so many professionals that can help you with whatever your goal for everything.
Whatever your goal
life
is.
coaches now. There's people out there that can help you.
Technically, life coaches.
Yeah, we're trying to coach you into something that will make your life better.
And what's that little financial? Remember that little financial sheet? I believe you used to have this. Where it was like every day you take a penny or you take 5 cents.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Yes,
like a 52-week savings plan.
It's a 52 weeks, and every day you do something. It starts like with a penny and 2 and 3, and it goes.
They have a yearly, they have a weekly one, and I think they have a daily one.
We need to share.
And they have a monthly one too. Because what I did was, and this one I was still working because we got paid twice a month. It was like I took that monthly and I did it in reverse because it started off small and then you go big. And I said, wait a minute, because in December, I'm like, it's Christmas. Okay, I'm spending money in November and December. So what I would do is in January, I would start big, okay? And then I would go small. But everybody, do you. But the point is that I did that for years in advance. And then next thing you know, you have this money at the end of the year.
And another point, you made me think of something, how going to HR, I would get my little form and put my $10, $20 straight in a savings.
Yes.
And I didn't see it, and I never saw it, and I forgot about it.
Yes.
I did that all the time. Suzanne would give me tricks of what to do. But if you get paid, working at your job, going to your job and just changing your
your deductions are not your
deductions, but just how you
allocate, your allocation.
Allocation.
Because let me tell you something, you get used to if you make if you're making $500 a week, right, and you putting away $25 a week, you learn to live with the $475.
You should.
Okay. Or like whatever you put away, you know, and you learn to live with it.
Yeah, I like that. Changing your allocations will definitely help you save money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like taxes. They take it out, and you don't know it's there, you don't know it's gone, and you deal with whatever you have. And
so the larger the number of dependents you claim, the more money you will get monthly, because either the way that I changed mine when I was working, because either I'm giving my money to the government and they'll give it back to me, maybe, or I keep it, I use it, and if I owe any, the point is to break even, really.
You're talking about deductions.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your deductions on your paycheck.
Oh, we're talking about allocation, like just, you know,
where your dependence is what the number of
that's allowances.
Deductions on, like when you do your NC4.
Yeah, that's
another one.
Yeah, we're talking about allocations where I go and I just want $50 to go into a savings account.
Oh, you're talking about like a direct deposit.
Yeah,
direct. Okay. I'm talking about something else. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I was talking about taxes, where the more you claim on your, is it W4?
W4 is federal.
Yes,
and then if you have state and local taxes,
so instead of getting them to take out. Like a lot of us put zero so they can take out a lot. So then at the end of the year we get a paycheck. But if you make it higher, you'll get the money at the end of every month, and then I tell you how much. You know, then we figure out the end. But that way you have more money in your paycheck. But this, we kind of
okay.
Yeah, we're talking about that. So in terms of my goals I have a lot of goals. I don't have any resolutions. I have a goal. I want to finish writing my book by the early next year. I want to do something in church. I've never done anything in church. Didn't I tell you guys this
I thought you were doing the choir.
I did it once. Like, Teresa is a church server. She will go, I have never served in church. Can you believe it? I've never done it.
I've served. I served.
And I want to do something in church.
I've been wanting to do a Bible study, actually.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do that for years, and I just haven't. But I have.
You should
do it. The church that I used to go to, not the one I'm going to now, the one before. We have our community pastor, which I love him, but he's actively seeking people to volunteer for the church.
Okay.
So he had me talking about, I did this for years. I was a greeter in the morning. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
I don't want to talk in the morning. And I even told him, I said, you gave me the job that I like the least. Like, I do not like greeting people in the morning. I'm not happy. I'm not chippy. Because if you get a newcomer, hey, hi, welcome. Yeah, no, it wasn't me.
Like that.
So the lesson is, find a job that you like for church.
No, you don't find a job that you like for church. You find you find a position God has called you to.
And that's why he said God is trying to expand you and stretch
you.
You
know what?
He's really stretching me, because I do not like. I'm a friendly person. I just don't like it in the morning. I did it for years, though. I managed. I did it well. Okay. I did it very well. No.
Okay. I'm thinking about media because I'm good at it, but I'm like, God, show me where you want me to go.
And
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's tie this up. So ladies, I think the consensus is we don't do resolutions, we do goals. And
they're realistic.
Realistic, we start small. And we do small things over a course of time, and they become bigger and bigger in our lives. And that's what it's more commitment to your goal. You get better results. So we don't do resolutions. Anybody else? Any final thoughts?
No, I personally wish everyone to have a great 2025.
Yeah.
May this year be prosperous, and may you find what you're seeking for personally in your life, and with small goals, and get accountability partners to help you do that.
And if we can help in any way, let us know.
Yeah, send us some texts and messages as you subscribe to our podcast. So what should our hashtag be today? Let's do 3VU
Goals?
2025 goals.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
do
That's a good
3VU
one.
2025 goals.
I
There
like
you go.
it. Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
y'all.
Bye,
Bye.